game. Because Navi don't really have a good way to stop Stampede. Like, either running away or people coming at you with Stampede.
Nightstalker can just walk up and silence the Centaur.
That does not sound easy.
Yeah, it's fine. Just make
Swap
it
is
nighttime.
actually good.
Yeah, they can single out one target and focus them down. It's also a saving mechanism for that SF potentially. But we saw in the previous series they picked almost this identical lineup. I think the only difference was they had Bat instead of Nightstalker. And then the opponent's last pick Brood, and they actually managed to swap Venge from the one role with the Leshrac. But I think here we assume that Pykat's going to be playing the one Venge like he has been doing through the qualifiers. And they match up, these guys match up pretty decently against Juggernaut, right? They've got minus armor, physical right-click attacks through Blade Fury,
Long duration
Edict.
silence, stun lock. Yes.
Yeah. So for the mid lane for Team Empire here, do you want to go a bit of Magic Burst against the Leshrac and SF, or are you looking to maybe bolster the Juggernaut's team fight? Like a Magnus.
They need damage. Yeah, Magnus is actually pretty good. They don't really have that much damage
and
though.
SF, or you're looking to maybe bolster the Joker, bolster the
Get him
Juggernaut's
into any
team fight.
lineup.
Like a Magnus.
They
Absolutely
need damage. Yeah, Magnus is actually pretty good.
Against the SF,
They don't really have that much
Leshrac
damage
and
though.
SF, you'll have the Earth Spirit to help him to maybe bolster the Joker to like set up Sunstrikes if things go poorly. Bolster. But when Team Empire get up and running, they're gonna have Healing Ward, Stampede, Magnetize, Forge Spirits, pushing towers. I do worry a little bit about their team fight though, with the Leshrac pumping out so much damage
Forge
and the double
Spirits,
bloodlust
pushing
or
towers.
triple bloodlusted right clickers out of NS, SF, and VS. If they can find one target and kill them off, they die very quickly, right? Because Invoker has no save behind him. He's only got Ghost Walk to, or I guess a Stampede, but Ghost Walk and Stampede to get him away from triple stun, silence, minus armor right clicks.
5 seconds.
They have a lot of AoE stuns though. You can't just all in on an Invoker like that. It's never that easy. Gareth.
Okay, I trust you. See, I can never trust Toby when he says stuff like that.
Dota's never easy. That's a given.
It's a very hard game.
It is very hard. The interactions are so complex.
Navi against Empire, game number 1 in this best of 3. The winner of this, of course, goes up against VP straight on afterwards. And you know, for Navi, if they win this, it's going to be a long old day. They had best of 3 series before this, and Empire, they're kind of fresh. They're into this. They dropped from the upper bracket. It's their first game of the day. Navi got Biver over on the Ogre, Dendi, SF as they smoke in, looking for a target. Pycat.
Die.
Oh, King R stunned. There we go. Into the split earth from RMN. Looks like it's going to be a simple first blood and the souls for Dendi, up to 12 straight away.
Remember when you said they didn't run at people?
Generally they don't. This is interesting. They've just like smoked up as 5 and gone to find a kill. I guess if they Necromastery level 1, why the hell not, right?
They did give him the kill. That's
Yeah.
quite lane losing for the Invoker.
Who needs cogs? Who needs that stupid clockwork SF combo when you
That's
can just...
so gimmicky.
It is. It really is.
The battle begins.
And a bit of a switch up here in the bounty runes. Ghost Stick's going to take the Dire top 1. Pycat gets the Radiant top 1. And where is the... Oh, General's going to get it. So SF actually doesn't get a bounty rune. Goes back to block up his own wave, but he's got him... Wait, hang on a second. Dendi has Wraithband plus Slipper. Is he going double Wraithband?
What's wrong with that?
Oh, I've just not seen it too often. As Miposhka actually gets found up at the top spot. Double Wraithband SF mid.
Stats, stats, stats!
Because usually it's kind of Aquila, Bottle, Treads, Dragonlance, Magic Wand.
Oh, take the place of a raindrop, which I think is okay.
Okay.
I mean, he has the money. He just wants to destroy the Invoker in lane.
Why the hell not? FN has the help of Miposhka's Earth Spirit. Dendi down to half HP, but Ogre's here. And the lane is doubled up. Dendi's going to be able to get a bunch of CS out of this. FN, well, he's not struggling actually. He gets in there with a few punches. How's bottom going? General.
How much HP does he have, sir?
On Nightstalker, 660. So I was 100 off.
That's a lot.
90 off. Yeah, it is a lot. I'm not saying it was good, Ben. I'm not saying I was right by any means. It's a fair distance off. But how much armor does he have?
He has 5 armor.
I got that right at least. Give me some. Give me something here. He's tanky.
You're making wild accusations.
He is very, very tanky, is what I was trying to say. I tried to add some numbers in, and I fucked up. But he's a.
I have a philosophy. It's as vague as possible, so you're never wrong. AVAP.
That's a good one. I'll try and live by that. I think I'm gonna add that to one of my virtues. My list of 8 virtues now.
Is that a virtue?
Vagueness.
I think it's just a tip.
No, it's a virtue now. Be vague. Do not be clear. No clarity.
It has to be a noun though. Vagueness.
Nah. It's fine. Vagity. Vagitude. Yeah. There we go.
It's straying further and further away from the actual meaning.
I know. It doesn't matter though. Ogre sticks around mid. FN. He's got that alacrity. As we're seeing more and more often again, is that Wex and Exort at level 1 and 2.
I've seen a mid one actually go like 2-0-3 sometimes.
Oh, yeah?
For the kill potential with Cold Snap in the mid lane.
Or with the Forge Spirit, Cold Snap, Sunstrike.
Not so much Sunstrike, but the other two, yeah. Sunstrike's a lot of mana to commit in lane. And then if you're using Forge Spirit and Sunstrike, as well as Cold Snap, you have to invoke. And Invoke's a lot of mana now. So usually you only stick with 2 spells as a mid invoker now.
Oh, Meposhka returns to the lane. As general, he's not really being shut out, and King R has realized he's not doing too much down here. Going to rotate, look for the stack, and then maybe move towards the mid lane. As Juggernaut is pretty fine here. Chappie can just CS.
I have Chappie muted.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I do not have any of these guys muted.
I don't play on EU very often, so I don't know what actually happened. Maybe
he played NA once.
I doubt it. Those guys are way more particular about ping than we are.
Oh yeah, especially from Russia and CIS.
Yeah, they would never play on NA if they had the choice.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those times when EU was down or something.
I don't know. I played in EU a decent amount, so I was probably on EU. I just don't know why I had him muted.
Maybe he got angry.
Maybe he did get angry.
I think I've only got like 1 or 2 pro players muted. One of them is Ramses.
Do the Peruvians count? Oh, you don't play with the Peruvians.
No, I don't play with Peruvians. Ramses got very upset with me, and I muted him.
Why were you playing with Ramses?
This was before he joined. Before he joined any, he was still playing with SFC. Before he was playing with any big team.
Scary faces.
Yeah, when my MMR hadn't tanked, and I was still not, well, I'm not going to call myself not trash because I was trash and still am, but when I was on my way to 6k, the dream is now dead. Whatever. We'll not talk about that because it was a difficult
You seem very uncomfortable in your chair.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Ben. I haven't dropped below 5k or anything. Don't ask me any more questions. Top lane, someone's dying. No, someone's getting dived. Ghost Stick hiding in the trees. I was pushing the tower. Catapult up. Edict level 2. That's a lot of damage going in as General is chased away towards the bottom rune. He'll find himself a regen. This Navi push is coming in so hard as the Ogre actually finds the kill over onto that Rubik, and they've got this tier 1. It's actually gone. 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes in. And the first tower goes to Navi.
That's why you gotta love the Lesh sometimes. Level 2 Edict.
And this is even a deviation away from what he usually goes. I think the majority of the time he's gone for like 202 builds with Lightning Storm and then gone back into Edict to push later on. But I guess the realization that Centaur can't do anything in this lane to depush and can't stop them from coming through. They take the tier 1 and now they can look to Shrine and maybe even go into the Radiant jungle, look for the Rubik, try and focus on the Juggernaut at bottom lane.
They don't have a smoke though. They need a smoke to make that.
You're right.
Wow, Gareth.
Interesting, that's turned itself off. Cool, right. No, that was me. It's good now. Dota TV audio is now on. Cloud.
Thanks, Gareth.
It's my fault. Or I can blame Steam Cloud.
Wow, what is
I'm
your
not sure.
Gareth.say no to anime?
Say no to anime, dude.
Wow.
Oh, this actually showing now?
Yeah.
That's been broken for so long. Say no to anime. It's the UK Dota mantra.
It's not drugs, dude.
Anime is drugs. General spun down, but the telekinesis doesn't hold him in place long enough, and there's no Sunstrike coming through until now. Ooh, Omni Slash catches him. In the meantime, RMN did find a kill over on Ghost Stick as he was trying to farm in the jungle. Off
This
lane
is
and
one of
off
the
lane.
worst starts I've seen a Centaur have in a while.
Yeah, he's getting smashed. And Miposhka actually might be in trouble himself as he's moving away from the Ogre. I don't know if they've given up. They throw the scan out and they don't see where he is. General's moving across. He's given up. Expects Miposhka to have retreated, TP'd, or just simply run away.
Not worth his time. Pesky level 1 Earth Spirit.
They can maybe move in onto the Juggernaut. There's no point in crippling Fear, so killing Chappie when he's got spin up is relatively difficult unless they can punch him.
They gotta get the healing ward.
The dive comes in from General. The healing ward's hiding though and they give up. No point continuing. In the meantime, RMN is caught by 3. Miposhka chases him down with illusions, but General with Beaver come in to hold that line. And the roll is available in 2 seconds time. The Jukes come through. They found another illusion and stunned it up, but oh, the roll away. Earth Spirit's back to safety.
Damn, what illusion usage.
Yeah, baits out with stun. Is Dendy going in on this? One raise hits, General chases. Again, Miposhka has a roll in a second. He's trying to juke it, but I'm not sure it's going to work this time. One more punch out from the Night Stalker finds it. Chappie as FaZe boots forward with a spin onto Dendy to slow him down. The TP. Oh, Dendy not quite going to get away.
Maybe if he popped the stick. That would have been.
Before the TP?
If he like switched to the Agi treads, popped the stick, strange treads, and then TP'd out. Possibly. I think like maybe 60, 70 HP. Actually, no. Probably wouldn't have done it.
Oh, there's no spin. Juggernaut. He gets it off just before the Split Earth lands, and Chappie will count his lucky stars if he escapes from this one. The TP's come through with Ghost Stick. The stomp into the double edge. They found the turnaround. The Ogre fade bolted down, and Chappie with a double kill after what looked like he would die. RMN is trying to sprint away, and I think Miposhka is going to let him.
Almost unlocked him.
Very, very nearly. I mean,
Well, Track cast point is so long on that Split Earth, though.
and Blade Fury was like coming off cooldown, 1 second before that Split Earth would have landed, and very close. In the meantime, Pycat has been farming top lane, and he's bought himself a Hand of Midas on the Vengeful Spirit carry. How do you feel about this, Ben? So I know you love Midas Boots of Travel, but do you like Midas Vengeful Spirit?
I used to like Midas. Midas I don't like so much this patch, but he's having a good time. Why not? Well, the alternative would be Helm of Dom, but he's got it so early. He can also get the levels a lot too. I think the levels are particularly important on the Venge because he's pushing with his team very often. So he's not getting solo experience from creep waves. He's not able to mute that much because SF is doing it. So those talents are really good damage. 25 attack speed, 8 all stats, and 65 damage are the typical talents. People complain about Lone Druid's talents. 55 damage. She has a slightly better one, although it is much, much later.
She does ramp up pretty nicely. General. No points in his ulti just yet because he's yet to get level 6. FaZe Boots and Urn are ready for him, but he is struggling to find these levels. We were talking about Ghostic having a rough time in the top lane. Shut down, he was level 4, 6-7 minutes in, but after that one fight at bottom lane, managed to find his ulti, nearly level 8, and they're pushing tier 1 top lane. The Centaurs had a pretty miraculous comeback, honestly.
Yeah, he TP'd into that little nook. That's really what saved him. I'm not sure if they actually saw the TP there too.
General walks into 4 heroes stampeding forwards from Empire, and Navi, the lead that they had, it's all but diminished now.
Time to play patiently.
Time to fall back and play patiently, but do you want Empire to have all the room in the world to finish off Midas on Invoker and Juggernaut to get up and running?
You don't really have a choice now. Invoker has 1400 gold, so he pretty much has his Midas. Juggernaut is pretty resistant to ganks because he can just spin TP unless Venge is there with a swap, but Venge is kind of interested in getting her farm up. She is going to go Midas into Helm of Dom, so it's not going to be that much slower. I do think Navi should be eyeing Roche pretty soon. I think they can take it out pretty quickly as soon as Shadow Fiend gets his level 1 President of Dark Lord.
And they've got that Night Stalker ulti now. A minute and a half until nighttime.
Yeah, they just need a farm for, I think, like 2 minutes, I'd say. Shadow Fiend can get 10 at that point. 25 attack speed, 20 attack speed is also really good. Vengeful Spirit will have her Helm of Dom, and then it'll be nighttime, and then they can actually fight again. But, just a brief lull in the action for them.
I mean, you said they should sit back a little bit. 4-man farming their own jungle. RMN's the only one across the river. Actually lurking around, maybe looking to push out this creep wave after Chappie forces it forward and dips back into the jungle. There is the nighttime. General pops his ult as well, just trying to extend that one out.
I think they have to fight now, or fight soon though, because General doesn't have that much farm. He committed for an Urn rather than like Midas, let's say. So that means that he's not going to be very farmed unless they get a couple of kills pretty soon. So they're actually going to go into Roach right now. At level 9, Shadow Fiend did go for the presence of the Dark Lord over the ultimate. Should make this a lot easier. It's a pretty good value point. -3 armor for 1 point.
That's pretty huge.
Yep.
And Empire don't seem to know until now. They Sunstrike and scan into the pit.
Too late.
But it's way too late. They've committed 3 heroes bot lane to try and shove into tier 1.
It was a good darkness by General. He used it at 11:06. So it's very typical to use it 50 seconds before nighttime. So they probably like, okay, you know, he just wants to make it night for a good 5 minutes instead. And they were actually sitting behind the Juggernaut on the bottom expecting a gank, but that did not happen.
And
now they're ready, dude.
Yeah, now it's natural nighttime, and you mentioned the Midas in general. He's actually got that queued up. The TP will come to the tier 2. Looking maybe for Chappie as the fake push mid. He did start off. Miposhka's moved away from his Jug and the spin TP. We'll get Chappie away. RMN is one of the stragglers left out across this river, but Empire don't have anything to chase forward just yet. You know, FN still wants to farm into his Aghanim Scepter. Going for that kind of raw build that we're seeing more and more commonly. No more Rings of Akla, no more, you know. I think we've seen Koikva go 4-staff a couple of times, but it's very rare as Chappie finds Dendi up at the top rune spot. Sunstrike's off the mark, and well, they've got the stun. Miposhka does cancel the TP at the very last second to secure that kill.
Well-gotten gains.
Downside of Night Stalker going to Urn. He had the Urn, and he doesn't have any charges. So now he's forced to farm for his Midas. And because he's forced to farm it for his Midas and sit in lane, Shadow Fiend dies because Night Stalker is not doing anything except for farming. We don't want Night Stalker to be right here, parked down in lanes, farming up creeps. You want him to kind of make the enemy team feel threatened, make Invoker feel scared to farm these neutrals that he's farming. Juggernaut a little bit afraid to push towers because of the crippling fear threat, and none of this fear is really happening right now.
And I guess
because it was all because of that failed T2 dive, though.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I guess when you are farming as Night Stalker, you want to be doing it in fog anyway, being off the map to sort of create that fear you're talking about. And TP up top, and they want to start something off onto Chappie. He's low HP, but the Hoof Stomp comes in with a Sunstrike, and down he goes. General TPs to try and find something there, trying to make action happen, but the TPs from Empire will now allow them to full retreat. General's not having the best of times over on this Night Stalker. He's 400 or so gold away from his Hand of Midas, but
he did save the tower up top, though. I don't think it would have fallen anyways. They could have just raised, and it would have been enough to stop the creep wave. Usually it's the Ogre that does that. Ogre's the one that's like, oh, I'm just gonna run in, kill me.
I'm gonna stand in your creep wave and, you know, tank a few hits so the tower doesn't.
Kill me, please. Not this game.
Chappie rushing straight into Manta style. You know, you talked about that crippling fierce silence is so big against the Juggernaut, not allowing him to healing ward or spin.
Even getting swapped in, I think, is pretty bad for him. So Manta kind of helps against that too.
I'm just gonna like swap into silence as well. But this is the 5-man push that we've been looking for from Navi into the tier 2 mid. Alpha Wolf there for Pycat's Venge as the Hand of Midas. Oh, it's been kicking in. Level 12, double damage Venge. And up onto high ground they go. Aegis is still on Pycat for a couple of minutes now. Tier 3's dropping, and there's no glyph here, actually. This might be a full commitment to take down the tower and look for shrines, but the blink, stun, Sunstrike, off the mark, completely misses. FN seem to have no idea where the Vengeful Spirit was. This does not stop Navi going on through the roll forward. Miposhka in with the Magnetize, but he's immediately dead. Tornado catches 3, but it's not enough damage, and they don't have the sustain. So continue going forward. Ghost Stick even popped his Stampede for that, and Navi, again, these are just spells being thrown that are, they're not doing anything, so Navi can just keep on going.
That kill was so rough, because that actually gave Urn charges, so now Venge has like a second life.
They finally find the Leshrac, so no Edict onto the ranged racks, which is what Navi were looking for, and they will finally move themselves away.
Still, they can take shrines out. It's 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah. I mean, Aegis still had another minute or so to go for Pycat, but there's no reason to give that away or give away a team fight when you've done so much structural damage over onto the side of Team Empire's base.
The DD was really great. The missed Sunstrike was very, very costly. Pycat would not nearly have been so bold. Had he like it would have forced the Earth Spirits to not roll into. They wouldn't have had the Urn charges, and Venge might have been actually like a good kill target too with Omni Slash and whatnot. But regardless, Navi come out way ahead. I think being able to take on Shrines this early is really huge for them. Unless then he keeps dying.
That one doesn't miss. But Pycat, Aegis, is going to get popped here. They're looking to kill off Ghost Stick in the back, and they will. Pycat doesn't have a swap, but take a look at where Chappie is. Slowed down by the Ignite, spins himself and TPs away. There's nothing to stop this now that Swap's on cooldown. And Dendi, that time the Sunstrike got him. Ghost Stick pairing up very nicely there with FN, finally finding that pop.
He did sell that the other Wraith Band though, that you talked about.
Did he finish the second Wraith Band? I didn't actually look to see it.
I don't think so.
I saw the second Slippers.
But he did buy a Slipper. Usually you don't buy just a plain Slipper.
Yeah, it was interesting. What do Navi do now? Do they just continue the pressure? Do they wait for next Roshan? Are they waiting
I think
for General?
they look for opportunities to take down Shrines. I think they could take it very quickly with SF beating on it and Leshrac with the Edict. So they just need to look for like one simple kill and two taking down Shrines, and then take control from there. Having those Shrines down, like, it is so hard to farm in the jungle, even if you're like a Juggernaut or something like that, because of the no Shrines. You can't expect help from your team at all.
And you can even see the line of warding here from Navi all across the jungles. One mid lane is about to expire. A fresh one up on the top lane, though, actually scouts Ghost Stick as he moves on across into the dire jungle. They're hunting for someone, but there is no one here. Their Radiant Observer Ward that was deep maybe saw for a split second RMN as he walked across the lane. Well, this is Navi setting up camp, and Ogre, he's standing next to a shrine. Yeah, he's pinging it, saying, guys, we can probably go for this. They've shown up top. They've given away the position of 3-4 of their heroes, but now this smoke.
There's no Leshrac though. They can't take it down that quickly without Lesh. Like, Shadow Fiend's gonna have to sit there for a good like 20 seconds to take this down.
Oh, this could be big for Empire. They are smoked and running forward. FN's even TPing back. Oh, he's TPing back to Fountain actually to regen his mana, looking for a Sunstrike maybe. Ghost Stick blinks away. The Shrine's already dead. They couldn't get there in time to start a team fight before it went down. And RMN just goes back to farming waves.
They really want to fight this though. Pycat does have the double damage. He's hit
Again?
really hard. Yep. Double damage with Bloodlust.
Oh yes.
He's not level 15 though. Thought the Midas would bump him up in levels, but he's still a puny level 13.
And he's going straight into the BKB afterwards. Why no Dragonlance in this game? Does it just slow things down too much? You need these key items faster? Dragonlance is a bit of a delay?
I think because he already has the Midas, bigger items are better.
Okay.
Oh. BKB owns their lineup though. Who can really right click? Invoker's not farmed enough to do so. You can't just stand there right clicking the Venge with Alacrity.
Especially if Juggernaut like insta dies or gets caught out.
Juggernaut also has Mantis though. He doesn't do that much damage. Even with like a full Omni Slash on the Vengeful, she's usually gonna have her her helm creep around her too, so half damage from the Omni Slash generally. I like it. With a BKB, you are not scared of dying at all. And you can also offensively swap. You can like swap Invoker in and then BKB and just do whatever you want. It's great.
Swap into Requiem.
Swap into Requiem.
Swap into Crippling
That
Fear.
is really hard to pull off, to swap into Requiem, but
I want to see it now. Now you've said that, I really want to see it.
it's so high risk for
for one kill.
For maybe a kill. That's the risky part.
I think the coolest things I've seen are like swap into Centaur stuns and stuff when there's been like a Venge and a Chen, but usually that's a support Venge and a support Chen obviously, so you're not giving away too much if things go poorly for you. Empire, they hold a pretty good position here over towards the east of Navi's advance.
Did you see the swap into Lasso? That was pretty cool.
Swap into Lasso?
Yeah, some of the Chinese teams ran it when Position 1 Venge was starting to be experimented with.
Because Vega used to run the swap into Hex. Venge
swap into Hex is
like
super
easy. Yeah.
Swap into Lasso is...
That
like
sounds cool.
The cast range on Lasso is not great, so...
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Navi don't push forward. They realize they have no vision around this.
They need to take down that second shrine, do Roche, and then proceed how they will. But those should be the next two objectives for them, because it doesn't really seem like Empire really want to fight at the moment.
How do they gain access to this area, though? With Empire lurking around and the tier 2 top standing, do you send RMN bot again to like push a wave and force Juggernaut to go and deal with it?
No. You use the threat of Night Stalker.
So you just stay 5-man versus 5-man and have the Mexican standoff kind of thing?
Well, Night Stalker teams always get the jump, though. They should always get the jump. So that's when... That's the upper hand that Navi have right now.
Navi needs to get some wards down, though.
They have Night Stalker. He's a ward.
He doesn't have Ags yet, though.
Yeah, but he has night vision. Night vision is incredibly good.
That's true.
That's why Luna was super popular and not so popular after she got her night vision nerfed, amongst other things.
Bloodstone. RMN completes it 21 minutes in.
That is very fast.
No Yules, no Glimmer, nothing
I
of
actually like the Greaves build that Swindles does a little bit more than the Bloodstone Rush on the support. Just because I think in a team fight it's just way better. It's really good versus like the Magnetize on the Earth Spirit to dispel that, healing everyone up. And of course the mana I think is also fairly important versus something like an Invoker who could potentially EMP your team.
And when you have 6 armor on a Leshrac, you're just going to get a right click down and maybe 1 or 2 hit crit as a Stampede.
You just play differently though with this build. This build you run in a lot more. Greaves, you just sit back, cast your spells, heal up. So Roshan is almost up. It's been 10 minutes and 35-ish, 40-ish seconds. And both teams know that we're just going to be up. Vengeful Spirit does have an illusion. How does Pyke keep getting BC
They're the
runes?
best runes. I
Yeah,
don't know.
these are seriously the best runes for him. I would say Illusion right now is better than DD because they can get the high ground vision. And Earth Spirit just rolled away from the Illusion because he's deathly afraid of what's happening. He even had the Observer Ward. But look, can you click on that Observer Ward? You can't see anything with it. It's to the left.
Jump in, Ghost Stick, 2-man stomp, double edge general, Omni Slash down, but they've still kept themselves alive. This Bloodstone Leshrac is finally going to drop, and he will die, but a heal comes through onto Blackcat. Ghost Stick is stood in, the Roche Pit and down he goes. He actually had the Aegis, he snatched it. Somehow he took it, and now Navi, they don't have that second life on the Vengeful Spirit. Mipochka going to get raised a little bit here, but Chappie always got him on lockdown. The BKB from Dendi will keep him alive a little bit longer, but Navi have given away, gifted a team fight win to Empire. I didn't see what happened in the pit, but somehow
3-man stomp by Ghost Stick.
But the Aegis, why didn't no one pick it up?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think they were stunned, but I don't know who actually killed it.
Centaur got it somehow.
Maybe it was unclear in between the Vengeful Spirit and the Shadow Fiend who was actually going to take the Aegis. Because I think both are pretty good carriers.
Yeah.
Both have BKBs too, so Vengeful Spirit was not able to pop her BKB in time.
They won't be able to do anything in time. That big old hoof stomp catching the 3 of them, then Roshan dying, then Aegis getting snatched. Oh, the Ice Wall placed down.
I really think this Leshrac build actually might have cost him the game though. If he had anything else other than a Bloodstone, like if he had Greaves, I think he would have been able to survive that fight and keep the Force Staff, more importantly Solar Crest. If he had Solar Crest, Roche would have been done, right? It would have been done 5 seconds before that whole fight had engaged. And Bloodstone's nice. I mean, it's good, but if you're a core, I would say. Because the thing about getting Bloodstone late is that you're not farmed enough to just run in. You want to get Bloodstone and then get like Shivas and stuff like that, so you just like run in with your Bloodstone and just do tons and tons of damage because you have a lot of HP and a ton of mana. But like when you're behind with a Bloodstone, it's not particularly great because you lose charges because you're not that farmed, and you can't run in because you're not that farmed. So it doesn't really synergize with the playstyle of the Leshrac that I think RMN is going for. And you know, Swindle's build does have a lot of merit.
Okay. Well, at least they did get that kind of AoE pop heal and kept Avenge alive a little bit longer inside the pit when RMN did die.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm just looking for silver linings here, Ben. That one little thing, that's all I can come up with is that he managed to AoE heal a couple of people and maybe draw out the fight a little bit longer, but
he could respawn a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Nice.
But even then it's even more scary, right? Because if you're relying on an AoE heal from a Bloodstone to keep you alive a few seconds longer and still die.
He didn't pop his BKB.
He
got, I think the Sunstrike hit all around the same time as the hoof stomp double edge.
Then they had like Tornado, Ice Wall, and everything inside the pit, but the battle kicks off again. Bottom lane, Tornado 1-2. There's Chappie Jugger. Oh, hello. Omni Slash through them. The stomp comes out again. Requiem wound up, but the spin. Chappie still alive. The swap back in. A couple of right clicks will finish him. And Jug with Centaur both dropping. FN fell back after throwing the Tornado. Didn't want to commit to the fight, but will be able to TP away. Sunstrike missing out on RMN there, it looks like. As Miposhka will also TP out.
Drop your Bloodstone! Armen, please!
Efficiency! Like, I even drop Null Talisman or Magic Wand. Like,
Oh, well, Bloodstone's really annoying because you can't put it in your backpack.
oh, yeah, you're right.
So, it's not as easy. But the other items, sure.
Dendy
And you
now.
don't really want to put your Bloodstone on the floor. It's like
Your
kinda
one item. he has one. Well, he's got Yules now, I guess.
He's actually very farmed now. So that's kind of nice. Yules can save him from like Omni Slash.
Whoa. What the hell?
Pike gets in.
Pike just walks into the enemy base with a Shadow Blade and says, cool, Earth Spirit, thanks, I'll take you. And now they can finally go for that top shrine.
15 minutes. They took T3. Took them another 10 minutes to get both shrines.
Yeah.
That not ideal for them, but you know it's kind of hard to venture up into that area. But I don't actually know if they're going to be able to take it.
Not the most seamless of transitions for them, but they will get there eventually. They can't go towards tier 2 top though. They've not got the creep wave. It's shoved all the way to tier 3.
Arcane Night Stalker. Value.
Permanite.
Not quite.
And he's got his Ags. But yeah, he doesn't have the level 3 in the darkness.
Nor does he have Octarine.
Oh yeah. Octarine Night Stalker is so annoying.
It's pretty great.
Is it perma? It's like 12 seconds downtime or something.
It's something ridiculous.
It's
Yeah,
very close.
It's
to
very
perma,
close.
Yeah. Well, now General has that. They've got that AoE vision. Just need to get themselves a gem, which actually Ogre has picked up. Now they can start looking to D-ward and move around the map, control things up even further.
So
Empire,
selfless,
though.
Ogre. He's going for Vlad instead of Midas.
Stampede.
Oh,
The high ground. They've got the Ags to jump in as well. The stun, the Omni Slash, the combos through. Biver and General both screwed, and RMN turns to fight, but Chappie dodges the stun out with his Blade Fury. And we'll walk this one off for now. FN looks like he wants to go back in. Pops the Alacrity and the healing wall's down. The stomp not going to land though with the BKB from Pycat. Turns the battle up against Chappie, and now down he goes. A little bit too big for his boots there as a healing ward dodges a couple of attacks uphill, but the swap back onto Earth Spirit. Nice little kick away and roll back to safety. Well, allow Miposhka to escape, and FN also follows suit. TP's out. And in the meantime, Dandy's been pushing top lane.
His TP was on cooldown. I checked.
But I mean, he's like gaining value while they're winning a team fight already. I say winning. It's a 2-for-1, but
They could have easily just backed off and just gotten 2 kills. So it's definitely on Empire for going back in there, not respecting the BKB of the Avenge that they had revealed on the T2 fight bottom. But you know, they thought they could do it. From their point of view, it was 5v2.
yeah. One big problem though. The gem they had just bought
Oh, they lost?
is now on the Centaur.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's not fun.
You also should not be holding the gem as the Ogre.
Oh, he'd given it to Nightstalker already. Nightstalker died back there.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He'd literally passed it to the Nightstalker. They saw the Rubik, killed the Rubik, and then they lost the gem.
GG.
Unfortunate. FN. Tornado's creep wave blinks back into the trees. General sees him, but ooh, tries the Force Staff with the help of Dendy.
That was really close.
Nearly gets the mini stun out from the void, but will not find him. Miposhka also just barely able to TP away. General's very quick on his feet with his face boots.
He might want to blink or something like that to
That could
be
be
able
cool.
to stop these. Yeah, I'm not actually sure what you go for on Night Stalker. Maybe the armlet that you talked about. He went for cast range at level 10. Never mind. You don't go for armlet with that. Actually, he has Bloodlust though.
Difficult decision.
That is pretty difficult. Well, I think at 25 attack speed or 300 mana is easily 25 attack speed.
I mean,
you don't run out of mana.
What about like a Basher, or an Abyssal Blade or something, or a Hex?
I think Basher would be really nice. I don't like Hex just because Lotus just owns it.
I'm thinking like instant disables against the Jugger or the Invoker.
I like Blink personally just because he's gonna be picking people off that split push. It's really good at killing the Invoker. But Basher's pretty good too. I think Basher's probably better because Invoker has BKB.
RMN. Looks like he's in trouble. And he'll die. Also loses out on the Dire Courier, which had his Medallion of Courage on it.
Oh,
so Leshrac
now
is
he's
going
going
for it. Now he's
oh.
going for the Solar Crest.
I bet he has so much regret about the Bloodstone too.
Oh, Ghost
after the
Stick.
first Roche.
Miposhka comes in to save him. The 3-man Magnetize is there. The BKB from Pycat's through, but the healing ward's keeping Ghost Stick alive for so long. Swap back into the middle of the 3 of them will finally secure the kill and the gem. The the gem, guys. The Earth Spirit comes back in, and Invoker with the EMP Tornado catches Pycat as well, and Juggernaut says hello. So the Vengeful Spirit.
Where is Dendi?
That's a very good question. Dendi
He's
is
TP'd out.
Dendi is miles away. He's BKB TP'd, and he's long gone.
What is up with their teamwork? Like, Pycat's off making solo plays by himself, which is good. Armen's been farming and dying by himself. Not so great. Dendi has just been nowhere to be seen in these team fights, and not really, like, he didn't get the T2 tower on the left side. He wasn't pushing a tower that time too. He was just TPing back to Fountain, you know, and I don't know if they just like don't trust each other or what, or they just really have that fear of dying.
Like disjointed decisions, it feels like, and I was praising them before this series started, how they seemed to be patient and their decision making seemed crisp and clear in the previous series. In this one, it seems like it's 4+1. Dendi's off doing some of his own things while the rest of the team is grouping up and fighting. And the last time I saw Dendi in a team fight was when they were like pushing down mid.
It's been a while. Oh, the T2 fight on bottom too.
Maybe they find the Invoker. Nice stun. Chain it up with a few raises, a few hits in, but FN's got the Ghost Walk.
Where's his detection too?
I was expecting Arman to have Dust or something,
Yep.
but they do not have it.
The team play is just, you gotta play for the team, man. Get the Solar Crest for the team. Get the Dust for the team. He didn't even buy Sentry Wards after that.
And now the third Roshan. Man, this has got ages cheese, and Navi are not in position to contest this. Up on the high ground, take a look where Miposhka is ready to jump on in, and he'll find the initiation onto Ogre, then he'll roll away. The swap is there. Pycat puts himself in a dodgy position, and now in comes Ghost Stick, the 3-man stun. Oh, this is great for Empire. The spin comes through, and Chappie, well, Tornado won't latch, but Juggernaut will finally lose the ages as Dendi joins the team fight with his BKB up, but he doesn't have a target to go on. He's got Requiem available, but now the BKB ends. He's stunned, he's chained, he's killed, he's dead. And another 2-man stomp from Ghost Stick finds the perfect continuation of this team fight. Navi are crumbling and falling one by one. The self-fuels from this poor Leshrac will only lead into a deny, while General, oh, he scurries away down towards bottom lane to get anything he can out of the rest of this map.
If anything, it's Empire the ones that are way more patient this game, and kind of just biding their time, waiting for the perfect moment to Roche, like we just saw there. Perfect moment to kind of just gank them, take their gem, wait for them to make the silly moves, wait for Shadow Fiend to be split away from his team with no way to get there, and you know, they're just playing better, or looking for the better opportunities, and biding their time. I think Chappie's played pretty well this game too. He kind of led them to that first gank that turned things around on the bottom lane. He has 14 kills. The BKB has served him pretty well in these fights, and yeah, he's just farming like a beast.
And then you have FN, who hasn't died yet this game. Had, you know, not a rough laning stage, but it wasn't the best. And now you're looking at him thinking, right, he's nearly got Octarine Core, he's pretty much 6-slotted, just wants a Refresher or a Hex or something to swap the Midas out for. And he's been landing these big combos, obviously with the help of Ghost Stick, or landing consistent 3-4-man hoof stomps with a Centaur.
Ghost Stick might actually be like the one that's played the best. He actually went for had the decision to go for the Scepter before the Hood. You will almost always see like Hood into Blink into
Ags.
Something else, usually Ags, right? So this game he decided to skip the Hood, and the Ags made a big difference in the team fight bottom, where Rubik kind of stampeded up that cliff. And I do also think that's some fault of Navi, though, not pressuring him while he's farming up the 4,200 gold for Ags. And Dendi,
look at this!
Yeah, what is going on in mid? Dendi's BKB is already at 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what happened to 3 of them.
So's Pycat. Pycat's down to 6 seconds as well. It was exactly what I was just about to bring up.
Well, Pycat's been in the fights.
Yeah.
Pycat's been in like every single fight, I think, from them.
But they've bought these, you know, relatively early.
Yeah.
And now they
didn't fight with it.
They've depleted all their charges. And if you're allowing FN to basically blink, oh, hang on a second, are they jumping on through? Pycat, there is his 6-second BKB. Dendi, thinking about the Requiem, he's going to launch it out, but Ghost Stick's there with a stun and the Ice Wall, and the damages. It's way too much. Dendi thought they were going to fight, but in the end, he just gives away the Requiem to the Rubik. And they've lost 2 heroes in quick succession, but if FN is allowed to blink into 2 heroes of the opponent team without any help behind him, and do whatever the hell he wants, because Navi can't stop the Invoker. What are they meant to do to win team fights? What can they do to win team fights?
Swap into kill. Swap into like a split earth, maybe like that. It's really tough now versus the BKBs. And of course the Centaur Axe makes things insanely difficult for them. Dendi does no damage and he also can't tank anything. He went for this AC after the BKB, which I can understand. He wants to be able to tank the Juggernaut during the BKB, but that last fight he didn't get his BKB off. And if you go AC, you're not really right-clicking very hard because they have the Ags on the Centaur, so you probably need some sort of like better sustain. I do not think this is a build that many Shadow Fiends would go in this particular situation, but
especially when you've only got 13 souls, he just keeps losing souls over and over again.
Man, he had such a good start too, getting that first blood in 12 souls. Yeah. 36 minutes pass, gain 1 soul.
Oh, poor Dendi. He did go this build last game, but he was against like Slaughter, Avenge, a bunch of minus armor.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think LD and I were like thinking Butterfly, and he went for the AC, and we were fine with that. But
versus Centaur Invoker, it is. I think. I don't actually know what a better build would have been. Probably
Satanic.
Yeah, Satanic I think is good.
I don't know.
Manta style I think is also pretty good too.
Yeah, it's a tough choice, eh?
Or well. SNY, yeah. SNY I probably would have preferred too. He just needs to be able to stand there and like right-click people, or just be there for the fights. I think I could have forgave him for his item build had he been there for a lot of the fights that they desperately needed his damage output for. Like Venge and Shadow Fiend are actually so strong together. Like one has huge both have huge right click. One has an aura, and another one has like a minus armor aura. So they have so much synergy together. But yeah,
he's done it again. FN with his
butterfly.
With his butterfly invoker.
There's a lot of right click. I don't think it's the worst build.
No,
I've seen far worse builds.
Yeah, he's shown that it's definitely not. It's definitely not awful. And well, we'll find the ogre. But I think the big fight is kicking off in the meantime towards the back end, where they found Pycat as well as RMN. Omni Slash comes through, and with a swap back, General is popped in. Pycat runs away, but he's given away the life of his teammate. RMN chases down Chappie, but I think this might be the beginning of the end here. Dendi BKBs up and tries to get to the top of the ramp. He will succeed in doing so for now because they change back onto the last track. Split Earth won't do a damn thing. And Navi, 2 men remaining. Pycat and Dendi, they are the 2 core heroes, but Empire only lose their 2 supports, and with Chappie moving on to high ground, this is going to be another lane of racks.
I think that's GG. No BKBs on Pycat nor Dendi.
Pycat.
Nice force. That's the best teamwork I've seen them have all game.
Synergy, cohesion, teamwork. 1 Hurricane Pike back, but Pycat is going to have to stand his ground and fight here. There is no way you run away, surely. Oh, maybe there is. Apparently Empire, focusing on buildings, spin TP to retreat. They don't want to give anything to Navi, even if it means they could have killed off Pycat. He will survive with his life.
He had BKB. I don't think they could have killed him. But yeah, but that's your base in shambles. 2 racks down. And their late game's pretty good. Venge SF is pretty good late game, but I think their BKBs are just straight countered by the Juggernaut at this point too. He has Scotty, so you can just right-click through them. The attack speed's slow, plus the Manta images, plus him just being way more farmed is not going to bode well for them.
Is Invoker killable anymore? I mean, he hasn't died once this game.
No.
I don't feel like
not unless they like swap him into an instant disable.
Into Fountain.
Not even into Fountain. I think they can kill him like if they swap stun into a Requiem. Let's say that's
okay.
And that's pretty reasonable. And Centaur doesn't Ags. But yeah, if Centaur Ags or Invoker pops BKB, which should happen in like 95% of the fights, then yeah, he's not gonna die.
And now he has a DD rune with Alacrity.
And Butterfly.
600 damage with the Butterfly attack speed as well. That's a little bit crazy. Navi, it's time to hold your high ground. They've pushed out the 2 lanes. You know, that's a great start. Top and mid have been shoved. So there won't be like a 2-pronged attack or anything like that from Empire. No, nothing like that. But the jump in, FN just starts things off, and Ghost Stick continues. A good hoof stomp, but the BKB's popped by the Centaur. Chappie will be able to walk up to high ground and hit the tier 3 with the help of his Blade Fury. Navi have to go back and regen up Dendi with a Shrine. This is all or nothing time. Stunned back onto Chappie. The swap is there. They've moved Dendi in, and he's dead and gone. He has to buy back. The stomp comes through, and Ghostic runs on through it as well. They've got so much damage between them. Chappie chases down the Night Stalker with the Tornado out as well. Omni-Slash bounces back between them, looking for Pycat, but Dendi's BKB Requiem doesn't do too much. It's stolen away by Rubik, and he might look to turn with this. The Blink Hoof Stop again from Ghostic. Requiem from King R. The damage output's insane. The Tornado will finish off one. The Magnetize might finish off the second, but the Bloodstone Heal keeps Pycat alive. But I don't know for how much longer, as GG is called, and Navi tap out a Sunstrike from FN. The final move of the game, it looks like, securing another kill over on the Vengeful Spirit.
That was looking so promising for Navi.
It really was. It really was. First, like, what, 17... When did they take the tier 3? 17 minutes in? 16 minutes in?
When? 15.
50. It was
When did
15,
this music come? What was?
The endgame music?
Yeah.
It's always been there.
Maybe. Oh, maybe I just don't have music.
Maybe you have music turned
Yeah,
off.
maybe you have. I always have music turned off. I didn't know that was the thing. Oh, that was cool. Not so much Navi's teamwork though.
No.
Leave something to be desired.
A little bit disjointed between Dendi and Pycat, I felt, with what they wanted to do in this game. But Empire...
Our men too, I think.
Yeah, true. He was sort of standing off on lanes trying to split.
It was just a lot of things. Even the Ogre. Ogre should have been dying a lot more, I would say. Usually you don't say that, but I actually think in this case he should have been dying more.
Instead of
anyone else. Leshrac needed that Solar Crest before, so they could have done Roshan. Denny just needed to be there at the fights. Night Stalker, they had 2 urns too. One on the Night Stalker, one on the Ogre. So just overall, got to get that communication down. They actually played so well in the first 15 minutes.
Laning phase, boys.
Vengeance sounds like a sin, actually. It could be a sin.
Yeah, it could be. Well, Empire showing their resilience, knowing their timings, getting themselves up and running after a poor start. But this is game 1 of a best of 3, of course. So we'll find out what happens as we progress through the series. Game 2 coming up in a little bit.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quest for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Do you play Dota 2? Would stakes make your games more exciting? No, not those stakes. These stakes. Log into our website and challenge a friend, or search for a quick match. Choose your settings and get matched in what we call a stake to play game. Hold on, just gonna win this. Yeah.
Victory.
And when you win, you can buy, I don't know, a steak or whatever. And yeah, that's basically how ePulse works. So sign up and play at epulse.com.
Hi guys, I am Jesse. I'm gonna be making the analysis from a replay.
Hi guys, Slasher here. In this series, Slasher dissect Phantom Assassin.
My name is Jenkins Dota.